talk about margin. I love
Mm.
margin. It's beautiful.
It's so beautiful. And, you know, when you look at a piece of paper, right, and you've got those red lines, it's called margin, right?
Yeah.
And people know when you write on a piece of paper, you stay within those lines to create margin. But for whatever reason, when it comes to our life and our schedule and our family, we think somewhere inside of us we're limitless. We are God and we can do more than is
hmm
humanly possible. And for me, margin is the secret sauce of life. You know, when you are able to slow down and have silence and solitude, so much is revealed to you. And I have seasons where the margin sometimes gets a little small, but I pull back and remember, okay, I know what it's like to live without margin. What do we need to take off the plate? What do we need to delegate to get that margin back? I mean, it's my life source, Jason. I mean,
Yeah.
I have to.
Well, and as a fun or insightful exercise, if someone were to take that piece of paper and print it without the margins, it's hard to read and it's very uncomfortable.
Mm,
And so I think you have to live with margin to feel that discomfort.
yeah.
But I think that's the idea, is we should be uncomfortable without margin. I'll give you like another example. I think of on social media, I see all these videos of people like they're hanging from skyscrapers like with a finger or something, And I'm just thinking, well, if they got a cramp, it's over. They're dead, and some people have
Right.
died. And I'm thinking like that's living on the edge, right?
Yeah.
And there's an excitement that comes with that, but that's also foolish in another sense. So
Yeah. And it's almost like, clients would come in with their full plate, right? And if you think of a dinner plate and how you can put a salad plate in it that's, the same
yeah.
shape of inside, and you have all that margin, right?
hmm
So what we would begin to do is take things off their dinner plate and fit it into a salad plate. Then they would
mm,
leave. They would come back 2 weeks later and they had replaced the salad plate with the dinner plate and there's no margin.
yeah.
And so I'm a huge proponent of systems and productivity and podcasts and all of that stuff. And I realized I was teaching them how to be productive, but I wasn't teaching them how to be a person with margin. And there's a
hmm
big, big difference. And
yeah.
so I started to change my strategy, that it was less about doing and more about being. And I started to
hmm
see a lot more results in my
yeah.
clients' lives.
Become the type of person who wants margin, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
And
And
you have to
another.
be comfortable with the discomfort of silence and some
Mhm.
boredom. And most people aren't okay with that. So they fill the plate back up.
Yeah, and that definitely is probably an age thing, because I love that margin now, but when I was younger, it was like always I didn't like the boredom.